Welcome to another video in the Fixed Assets Acquisition playlist. In the video today, I will run a full demo on SAP S4HANA for the process of fixed asset acquisition through asset under construction and an investment order. I will run the same process I explained in the last video, so be sure to watch the business process video before you continue watching this demo. I will start by creating the investment order that we are going to use to collect all the expenses related to our warehouse project. To create an investment order, go to Accounting, Controlling, Internal Orders, Master Data, and then you can either go to Order Manager or you can go to Special Function, Order, and then Create. Order Manager is a screen that can show you multiple orders that you can edit and display and manage all of them. It is a useful screen. I will be using it today. So the transaction code is KO04. If I want to create a new order, I can either click on Create or I can copy an existing one. So I will click on Create and then choose an order type. The order type is very important. It determines many fields based on the configuration of the order type. And for me today to create an investment order with an asset under construction, I will use 0650. The controlling area is A000. And here I have my investment order. The controlling area, company code I will be using is AG10. And then the important field here is the object class. So if you want to use the asset under construction investment order, then the object class has to be INVST, investment, and this is the standard configuration. And then the other important field we have is if you go to GV/investment, here we have investment management, investment profile. This investment profile is what tells SAP that we want an asset under construction to be created automatically once we save the order and we settle it, and also what will be the object class of this asset under construction. And there are many other fields in the configuration of the investment profile. I will not go into the configuration in this video, but I will try to do other videos to explain this. The investment profile I'm using here is a standard one. It is called model with line item settlement of AUC. There is also another one that you can use, which is 401. This one is model with AUC summary settlement. I will explain the difference between summary and line item settlement shortly. For the demo today, I am using 00003 because this one will allow me to do both summary and line item settlements. These are the important fields for today's demo. Then we can go to control data and release the order. As long as the order is in status created, we are not allowed to post any actual values to it. In order to proceed and start posting and then do the settlement, we have to release the order by clicking on release. First, let me go to assignments. I will add a profit center because I am always using profit centers. So then profit center I will use, let's see what we have here, YB101. And then go to control data and release. And now the status is released and AUC created. To see the AUC that was created automatically by the system, we can go to extras, asset under construction, and here we have the AUC. It still doesn't have a number. This is why the asset number is intern, because we did not save the transaction yet. And here we have the description coming from the investment order. We have the account determination, and this was all created by default by SAP. The asset class is coming from the configuration of the investment profile. Now I will go back and save. So after releasing, you have to save. So now if we go again to extras, asset under construction, and now we can see the asset under construction number because it has been created, and we can display it like any normal fixed asset in the asset module. Now the next step is to post some values to this investment order. So after this, we can do the settlement and see the different financial entries. To post the values to the investment order, we can use any transaction. So this can come from any module in the system. It can happen using purchase orders. It can happen using manual financial entries. It can come from human resources. So any module doing any postings can use this internal order, this investment order, same as we use a cost center. For the demo today, I will post a manual financial entry. To do this, I will go to transaction code FB50. The document date is 12/12/2022. And the GL account. So here I have two expense accounts. The first one is this, and this is the second one. Both of them will be debit. Amount, let's say 4,000 and 6,000. And then we need to assign the internal order. Go to the right here. We have the order field. So our internal order, let me go back and copy the number. So our internal order is 6,068. Paste, enter. And for the credit side, I will use a bank account 100,000. So this one is a credit for 10,000. So now I have two lines that will be posted to my internal order. Post. Now I will switch back to the investment order, and if at any point of time we want to see all the postings that happen to the investment order, we can do this by going to extras, cost analysis, and here we have the total plan cost, total actual cost, plan actual variance. So we can actually have a plan saved on this order, so this way we can compare plan against actual. I did not do this, this is why we have the plan is 0, but as you see we have total actual cost of 4,000, 6,000 by cost element. And if you want to see the details, we can double click on the line, it will show the actual details. So this is the posting we did. If we double click again, it will take us to the financial entry. So we have a debit to electricity expense, debit to insurance, and a credit to the bank account. This is the entry I just posted. So as you see, there is a very good audit trail. We can at any point of time know the value posted to the internal investment order, why this value was posted with the different expense accounts. And this is what I was saying, that when we use this model, the standard SAP process, using the investment orders and expense accounts, we can have a full analysis of why we have this value posted in our project. So now we have a total value of 10,000 posted in our investment order in the month of December. The next step is to settle this value from the investment order, from profit and loss, into the asset under construction. So this way we are moving them to balance sheet as I explained in the business process video. Before we do this, let me go back to the order master data. Now, if you want to see the settlement rule that will be used, the settlement rule is what tells SAP to take the value from this investment order and to move them to the asset under construction. We can see it by going here, settlement rule. But if you check, this one is empty, and this is the standard behavior, it's completely normal. Even though the asset under construction was created and we were able to see it from the order master data, but it will not be added in the settlement rule until we run our first settlement. So don't worry about this. Now, in order to do the settlement, I will use another transaction code. So let's go back to the SAP menu. And here I will go to accounting, controlling, internal orders, period end closing, single functions, settlement, and here we have individual processing, collective processing, and investment order line items. In order to do the settlement, we can use either the individual processing to do only a settlement of one investment order, or we can use collective processing to run for multiple orders at the same time. For the demo now, I will use this one. And here we have the internal order number, and the settlement period is December 12. And here we have the fiscal year. And the processing type is automatic. When we leave it as automatic, it means SAP will settle to the asset under construction. And then we have test run, so this way we can check the results before we do an actual posting to the system. And I can click on execute. If we go to the settlement rule here, it will still be empty. So don't worry about this. This is completely normal. Now execute. Here we have a summary and we have settlement executed 1. To see what happened, we can click on this icon to see the report. Here we have the orders, so this is the sender, so this is the order number. We have the text of the sender, investment order. We have the receiver, so the receiver is a fixed asset. FXA means fixed asset. There is also CTR, which means a cost center. You will get used to them. So FXA is a fixed asset, and this one is in company code AG10, and this is the fixed asset number. So this is our asset under construction, and the value is 10,000. Information is AUC capitalization. Now, if I want to see more details, I can click on the line and then go to receiver. This will show me the receiver. So here we have the receiver is our AUC, and we have 2 lines settled coming from 2 different cost elements. We can also go to the asset under construction master data from here by clicking on the field and clicking on this icon for master data. This will show the asset under construction master data. And if we go back, we can also go to the cost element master data, click on the field again, It's a very interactive screen, very useful. Any information you want, you can find. Now let's go back and execute an update run. So go back and remove the test run check. Execute again. Now here we have an update run. And again, if we go to the report, we can see the same details. And also now we can see the accounting documents. This will show us the financial entry, which is very important for us always. So let's click here. And we have an accounting document. Here we have credit to electricity expense, the first GL account we used, credit to the insurance expense, the second GL we used, and we have a debit to the asset under construction. Very good level of details. We also have the option in configuration to combine the lines of the expenses, so electricity and insurance and any other expenses, in one GL account when we do the settlement. But for me, I prefer to have the full details like this. Now let's go back and I will switch again to the internal order master data and go to extras, cost analysis, so we can see what happened. So now you see on the investment order at any time, we can see that we have a debit of for electricity expense of 4,000, we have insurance 6,000, and then we settle these values here, and we can double click on any line to see the details. If we can also go to the asset under construction master data, we can go to asset values here. And this will show that we have 10,000 posted to this asset under construction at the date of 31 December 2022. So be careful about this date. It is coming from the time when we did the settlement run, and it will take by default the last day of the month because this is a period end closing activity. So even though today is 12 of December, when I run this transaction, it posted with the posting date and the asset value date of 31st of December, the last day of the month. Now let's go back to the asset under construction master data. And here you can also go to origin to see the investment order that is responsible for this asset under construction. And this is another important part. The assets under construction created by the investment orders can only be used by the investment order that created them. They cannot be shared with any other sources. So if we try to do a manual financial posting, or if we try to use another internal order to settle to this asset under construction, we will get an error. So if you have a business requirement that says you want to share one asset under construction between different investment orders, please share this with me in the comments. I would be interested to know the business case because I have not seen this before. And anyway, there is another process that we can use to create a free asset under construction that can be used by any internal order, but not here. So this asset under construction can only be used by the investment order that created it. Now, if we go to the investment order master data and go to settlement rule, we can see the line added here. So we have FXA, this is our AUC, the percentage of settlement is 100%, and the settlement type is AUC, and it was first used in December 2022. The last step in the process is to settle the asset under construction to a final asset after the project is complete. To do this, first I will create the fixed asset. So go to transaction AS01. And I will create an asset of type building. Let's see the asset classes. So I will use 1100. And this is my company code. Here I would say building investment demo. And I will go to time dependent, add the cost center 1000. Any other details you want to add, save. And our asset number is here, copy. Now I will go to the internal order master data, go to change, settlement rule, and we have to add the line for the final asset manually. So here I will add FXA, and here is our asset code, 100%, and this is the settlement type full. So this tells SAP that this is our final asset. Here I also received another question, can we settle one AUC to multiple fixed assets? Yes, we can. So here I can have this one, I can also add another asset, so let's say FXA. I can also settle to an asset that is already existing and being depreciated, so an old asset. For example, let me add here a test machine. So let's take this one, for example. So this is an asset that has already been acquired, it's already being used, it has depreciation, but we can still add values to the acquisition of this asset. So here I'm saying that we have two fixed assets and each of them will take 100%. So if you try to do a check, SAP will give an error. The total here is 200%. This cannot be right. So for example, let's say that our building will take 80% and the machine will take 20%. Now we have a total of 100%, which is okay. We can also remove these percentages completely and use equivalence numbers. So for example, if I remove this, and also remove this percentage, and we can say that the building will take 3 parts and the machine will take 1 part. So now if we divide the full value by 4, 3 parts of them will go to the building and 1 part will go to the test machine. So this is a different concept than the percentages, but it also tells SAP how to distribute the value. Now in all of these, we are using summary settlement. So this is a summary settlement rule. What this means is SAP does not consider where the values are coming from. So the values are coming from different expenses. It doesn't matter. SAP will take the full value, so the 10,000 that we have in our case, and will split it using this rule, regardless of the source of this value. So it will take the 10,000, it will post 7,500 to the building and 2,500 to the machine. We can also settle a part of this to a cost center if we want. So let's say that after we did the project, we decided that a part of the value that we spent should actually stay in profit and loss. It will not be capitalized. So we can add here CTR and here add the cost center number that we receive this settlement. So let's say 1,000. And we want to settle 1 part to this cost center. So now the total number of parts we have is 5, 3, 1, 1. This is 5. So 3 parts will go to the machine, to the building. 3 parts from, if we divide 10,000 by 5, this will give us 2,000. So 2,000 by 3, 6,000 will go to the building, 2,000 will go to the test machine, and will go to the cost center. We can either use this or the percentages if we want. Then go back, save, and now we can go and run the final settlement. So I will switch back to this transaction that we used to do the periodic settlement. And from the same transaction, KO88, if you don't remember which one, let me go back. So this is the transaction, individual processing settlement KO88. So from the same transaction, instead of using automatic, we will use full settlement. And we have the same internal order number here. We have the test run selected, execute. This way we can see the results before we actually do the posting. Go to the report. So here we have the investment. So the sender is our order. The receiver, we have 3 receivers. We have a cost center, we have the building, and we have the machine. And as I explained, we have 2,000, 6,000, 2,000. You can see all the details by clicking on the different buttons here. Now let's go back and remove the test run, execute. Now let's check the financial entry. So go to the report, accounting documents, accounting document. So we have 3 credits posted to the asset under construction, 6,000, 2,000, 2,000. And we have 3 debits posted, 2,000 posted to a cost center. So here's our cost center. And this is a P&L account that we define in configuration to be used for settlement. And then we have the buildings. So our building, we have a debit of 6,000 and we have a debit to the machinery of 2,000. Now if we go to the, let's go switch back to the investment order master data, go to extras, cost analysis. Nothing changed here because the asset under construction was already settled when we did the periodic settlement. If we go to the asset under construction, so extras, asset under construction, asset values. So this AUC now has a 0 value. Everything that was posted has been settled to a final asset. And we can double click on the line here, on any line, to see the accounting entry. So now the process is complete. We have created an investment order. We did some postings. Of course, this will not be this simple. It will be over a number of periods. So every period we will have postings happening to the investment order. At the end of every period, we do the periodic settlement where we settle the values to AUC. This way we move them to balance sheet. We can always see a full analysis of the cost. This is very important. So at any point of time, if we want to know how much we have spent on the project, we can easily see this in the investment order. Then when the project is completely over, we do the final settlement where we settle the asset under construction and any remaining costs to the final asset. We can settle to multiple assets. We can also settle to a cost center as we have seen. This is the basic, most simple process. There are also many other functions available. For example, we can define a budget for the investment order that no one can exceed, and if anyone tries to post to the investment order more than the budget, they will get an error. We can also define a plan for the investment order that can be used as a guide to compare between plan and actual. We can configure SCEP to create more than one asset under construction when we release the investment order. So one investment order can have multiple assets under construction. And also we can use the line item settlement to have more flexibility in settling different line items posted to the investment orders to different receivers. I will do my best to explain these parts in other videos, and I will leave you a link here when they are ready. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you again soon.